Whenever you have to search for happiness outside of yourself, you find yourself binging on food, alcohol, weed, getting distracted online, falling down a wormhole. So you have to live a life that creates happiness, self-love, and respect within yourself. This is why you must have routines in your life, systems in your life, things you do every single day that build you up, mentally, spiritually, physically, things that make you feel on fire, make you feel confident, make you feel like a leader. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Rising Father podcast. I'm Chris Rodack. Just got back from an amazing trip with my wife. We went to Nashville, Tennessee, the bachelorette party capital of the world. And it is February. It was beautiful the first night. It was mid-60s, and then it got colder every other night. But the first night, we had an unbelievable time. A couple lessons I want to share with you. Dealing with wives, strategies with relationships, with communicating with wives, with not losing patience, controlling your emotions, and then also how to stay disciplined and find inner peace and happiness. So all of these different lessons came from this weekend. So I'm just going to take you through an overview of the trip and then kind of dig into the individual lessons. This is a similar thing that I do in our program, Men of Fires. I teach through the stories that I'm living my life. So I'm going to do the same thing with you right now. So we went to Nashville. Sarah's favorite band in the world is the Wood Brothers. Check them out. They're unbelievable. Folky band. And they were playing in this place called the Caverns. The Caverns are this giant big mouth cave, they call it, in Tennessee. So you have to drive out hour and a half away from Nashville. There's this huge cave, and they created a stage in the cave. So there's seating, and on one side of it there's a stage. It's all wired up, but you're in a cave. So if the lights go out, it's pitch black. It's a beautiful place. They've got LED lights everywhere. So check out my Instagram. I've got stories and pictures of it. But I did this for her birthday / Valentine's Day gift. Her birthday's in October. So I said, I need to do something special. She always takes a lot of time with my birthday and always does something really special with Christmas. So I said, I need to overdo it this year. So on her birthday, I made a little PowerPoint presentation. I showed her the caverns. I showed her where we were staying in Nashville and at the restaurants and everything we're going to do 3 nights, and she loved it. It was like a little mini vacation. So my parents came watch the kids. We flew out. Had a great time, and, within that trip, things happen. First lesson. Here's the first lesson. We show up. Okay, so we show up to Nashville. We had 2 different flights to get there, had a connector. And we go to our hotel, and they're not ready. Okay, the check-in time is 3. We get there, first we get there at 1:30. We're just like, hey, we're just checking if the room's ready. We will come in and we'll get situated. If not, we'll just go explore Nashville. Most of the time, the hotels have the room done hours ahead of time. Yeah, no problem. They're like, nah, sorry, we don't have it ready yet. So we said, all right, no problem. And we walked around Nashville for an hour and a half. Come back at 3 o'clock and say, hey, is the room ready? They go, nope, sorry, room's not ready. And there was a 20-person line to get to the front desk. So we wait in this 20-person line, get to the front desk. They tell us, no, the room's not ready. It's like, all right, well, when's the room going to be ready? At this point, we're on 4 hours of sleep because of the flights. We had to wake up early. So 4 hours of sleep. We just walked for an hour and a half around Nashville, so we're tired. I was expecting to come in, fall asleep, take an hour nap, get back up, so that we had energy for the rest of the night. Because that night, it was beautiful, 65 degrees, clear skies. I said, we're going to go spend the night in Nashville and have an amazing time. So I wanted to be awake for it. I didn't want to have bags under my eyes and be sleepy the entire time. So I said, I'm going to go in, check in, fall asleep for an hour, wake up, go to dinner, spend the night in the town. But no, the room wasn't ready. So, okay. So when will it be ready? They said 30 minutes. So we sit down in the lobby. I start doing some work on my phone. 30 minutes passes by. They don't get us. There's 20 more people in line. The whole lobby's getting full with people waiting. We go back in line, wait again. This is 45 minutes now. We go to the front desk. Say, is the room ready? They go, no, not ready yet. They're 20, 30 minutes. So I'm like, well, are they going to just continually say 20 and 30 minutes? Like, is 2 hours going to pass? And I was like, nope, 20, 30 minutes. And I'm so tired at this point. We just walked for an hour and a half around, 4 hours of sleep. We're sitting in the lobby. Now I'm doing work on my phone. I wanted to be asleep at this point. I'm so tired. So I tell Sarah, I said, the hotel across the street, I'm just going to walk over there. It's also owned by the same company, so let's see if I can cancel this hotel and we can stay over there. It's more expensive, but it'll be worth it to not have to deal with the hassle. So she goes, okay. I go over there and talk to the people. They say, you can do that as long as you didn't book through a third party, which I'm just going to never do. No matter what the savings they promise, I'm just never going to book through a third party again. Hotels.com, Expedia. It's always a pain. Because if there's any issue with the hotel, you cannot deal with the hotel. You have to deal with the third party. And you could be talking to the person who works the hotel, and they will tell you to your face, I'm sorry, I can't do anything. You didn't book with us. You have to contact Expedia or whoever. So then you have to call this call center on the other side of the world, and even though the person's in front of you that can fix the thing, it all could have been solved if I just spent a little bit more money and booked with the actual hotel. So we booked with Expedia, and they don't. Whenever you Google Expedia support, the first 10 things that come up are scams. They are, travelsumo.com, and it's like an Indian call center, and you call them and they pretend to be Expedia. If you look at YouTube channels like Kit Boga and all these other ones, they do plenty of online scam videos, and this is the exact type of scam they do. So I came back from the hotel that I was looking at. An hour has passed now. There's still a 20-person line. We're still not in. They didn't come get us. So I go to Sarah. I said, we need to cancel this with Expedia. So I Google Expedia support. I look through 10 of the things. I can see that they're all bullshit. So I tell Sarah, I'm like, hey, can you cancel this? Because at least I can make some progress with some business things. If we're not doing what we want to do, if we're just sitting in the lobby, I might as well get some posting or work done on my phone. So I said, so can you just cancel this? So she goes, okay. And she's on the phone with someone, so I'm like, okay, good. I can hear her giving my details, my name, phone number, address. And then she's like, babe, can I have your credit card? I was like, okay. She's like, yeah, they need the credit card to put the money back on. I was like, all right. And I'm in the middle of doing something, so I'm just, trusting that she knows what she's doing. So I give her my credit card. I can hear her read the entire number to the person. Expiration date, security code, everything. And then I kind of wake up out of what I'm doing. I'm like, wait, why are you giving them the card? They already have it. And she's like, well, so they can put the money back on. I'm like, who are you talking to? I'm like, do they sound Indian? So no offense, Indians. Okay. I've got an Indian guy in my group, and when I told the story, he was laughing, and he actually did an impersonation. So no offense. But on every single one of these YouTube videos where they track down scam callers, it's always a call center in India. And she's like, yeah. Okay, so I'm talking. She said, and Sarah goes, yeah, they said they can do the full refund. It's not going to be a problem. They're going to put the money back. So Sarah's talking to them. I say, hang up the phone. She hangs up. I'm like, what website are you talking to? Does it say Expedia.com? She's like, I don't know. I just clicked on the first one. It's like travelsumo.com or something. And I'm sorry if that's your website and it's not a scam, but it was something like travelsumo.com. The first thing you click on. And it's a scam site. And so they've done the website SEO so that whenever you Google Expedia support, their website comes up, and you know people that are in a rush and are stressed out are just going to click on it like we were, and they want it solved. So I hang up the phone. I get an email for an invoice from them that says you've been charged, or for like $1,000, like $1,009. It's from this company. Like that wasn't how much our hotel was. It's a different amount. So I'm like, this is the exact same type of scam that I've watched 1,000 times on these YouTube videos. Then they called back, and they were aggressive on the phone, so we hung up again. I was like, this is to the T what happens on these scam calls. So it's a refund scam. What they would have done is they would have told us that they sent us too much money and that they needed our info so they can put the money back on the card, and they would have asked for access to our computer. Then they would have taken thousands and thousands of dollars. So this was all happening as we're sitting in the lobby, 4 hours of sleep, tired. I wanted to be asleep. And I just realized, okay, so now this Indian call center, this scam call center, has my credit card. I now need to shut down my credit card. I now need to get a new credit card. And on every one of my recurring charges that could come out this weekend while we're out and about, I need to now change that information with the new credit card instead of taking a nap. Because Sarah clicked on the first link and gave them all my information. Name, email, address, credit card. Thank God she didn't give my social security number. So I'm annoyed, right? I'm annoyed. So I call Capital One, tell them what happened, and they shut down that credit card. They give me a new credit card number. They're going to mail it to me. I've got the virtual one on my phone so I can use it. And then they're like, yep, we can see this company coming in with a charge of $1,000. We're going to make sure that doesn't go through. They shut it down. New one's done. 10 minutes passes. The whole thing's done. So here's the lesson and the decision I could have made. At that point, Sarah was apologizing. She was upset. You know, she felt bad that what she did. She knew it was stupid. She's like, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't coming down on her. I wasn't being mean or anything. I was just getting the task done of fixing the credit card. So just getting that taken care of. I could have, been mean. I could have said, yeah, they're so stupid, and made a big deal out of it. But the rest of the night, we were going to go out, have dinner, have a night on the town, have a great time. It was going to be our first night. When's the next time me and Sarah are going to go out for 3 nights to Nashville and have an awesome extended date night, just the two of us? Who knows? Maybe years. Something like that. Who knows when the next time we're going to do it? So I had the opportunity to ruin the first night, probably ruin the whole trip if I was in that. I didn't do that. I walked out of the room. I took my time. I took care of the situation, contacted Capital One, took care of it, came back. And at that point, after the card was canceled and they gave me a new card, everything was taken care of. Everything was taken care of. I didn't have to say anything. I could have, though. That's an option, right? The thing is taken care of. I now have the decision of how I can act and how I can make my family feel, how I can make my wife feel. And the old me, maybe if I was, if I was an asshole, if I was a mean guy, or if it was just me in a bad mood or in a selfish state, maybe I would have wanted to put her in her place and make her feel like crap because she messed up. I could see a version of me doing that. It's something that people do. It's someone makes a mistake and you take that opportunity to get some points and say, look, I told you so, you should have known better. That's what I could have done. All these things I could have done. But I didn't do that. I left the room, allowed time to pass, took care of the situation, came back in, pivoted, moved on, and said, well, what are we going to do for dinner? Let's start planning it. Allowed myself to calm down. And then we had an amazing night. She said it was one of her favorite nights that we've ever had together. We went from bar to bar, listening to live music, had some good food, and just had an amazing time. Like I said, it was 65 degrees, beautiful night in Nashville, and she just had an awesome time. It was her favorite night of the entire weekend. So had I been selfish, had I been impatient, and not had control of my emotions, the entire night would have been ruined. After the thing happened, and I took care of it, it's like I had a clean slate, like a blank canvas, and I had the opportunity to make a disgusting, horrific, mean picture or a beautiful picture of the night. I said, nope, this is our first night. I want this night to be beautiful. I don't want this trip to be remembered as the time we got scammed. I want it to be remembered as a time we had great food, we had great memories, we were romantic, we went on dates. Like, I want that to be what this weekend is remembered by, not the thing that I could have made her feel bad about. So now here's the actual strategies that I did. The thing that was annoying happened. That was the trigger. I put time between the trigger and my response. So the thing happened. It was 20 minutes until I started talking to Sarah about it because I was taking care of the thing. During those 20 minutes, I relaxed, I calmed down, I allowed my emotions to normalize. Because I did that, my reaction was much more stoic, calm, and thought out. I also just took care of the problem and didn't take a lot of time thinking about how dumb it was. Like, I just called Capital One, took care of it, and moved on. I didn't make a big deal of the other, of all the implications. I didn't dwell in it. So I added time between the trigger and my response, and I just took action and took care of the problem. Because of that, we had an amazing night. But it was an opportunity for me as a husband to ruin the night. Like, the opportunity was there for me to ruin the night. Absolutely. But I didn't do that. So I was proud of myself for that situation. Second situation. Also with the weekend. So I talked about this on my call previous to this podcast recording. Is I had a couple drinks throughout the weekend. Over the 3 nights, I probably had 3 drinks total. We had some good food. Normally I track my macros every day. I didn't track my macros. I slept in till 7:30 every day. So different than my normal routine. Like, normally when I'm at home, I'm up at 5. I'm working out. I'm doing all these things. I track my macros down to the gram and very set in that routine. But I'm out with Sarah. I wanted us to stay up late, sleep in, maybe watch movies, just be a little more relaxed, have good food. So I did that. We did work out every single day. Every single day when we were there, we found a Crunch Fitness. They gave us a 3-day free pass. And it was funny. We showed up, and I went to the front counter. I said, I want a day pass. How much is that? She said, $15. I said, okay, well, do you give any kind of deal for multiple days? And she said, well, I could give you 3 days for free. I said, so we'll take the 3 days for free. I'll take 3 free days instead of $15 for 1 day. Because that was a promotion. They want you to try it for 3 days and then, sign up. So we got 3 free days. We went every single day we were there. And thank goodness we did. Because it took out our stress in the morning. So we did go to the gym every single day. We did not overdo it with alcohol. We didn't go crazy with food. We still ate healthy. We had dessert here and there. We got tons of steps and tons of cardio in. And plus did our workouts every single day. And why I'm bringing this up is, in the past, when I was undisciplined, or maybe you can find some common ground here. Maybe there's a time when you were undisciplined. Maybe you're undisciplined right now. You use these weekends and these trips as an escape from reality, and then you binge. And you go crazy. You have 10 drinks instead of 1 or 2. You eat everything you see, chocolate and desserts, and you pass up a pizza place and you get because this is your one weekend. Like, this is your time to escape reality of the life you're living. We didn't do that. We had an amazing time. The concert was unbelievable. The Nashville was awesome. We had a great time just together, interacting with each other. So we did not use this as an escape. In the past, I have used weekends and trips as escapes, and you inevitably feel crappy by the end of it because of what, you're up 10 pounds and what you've allowed yourself to sink to. But then why do you need an escape? Why do you have these binging moments? It's because we're searching for happiness outside of ourselves. Whenever you have to search for happiness outside of yourself, you find yourself binging on food, alcohol, weed, getting distracted online, and falling down a wormhole. If you cannot find happiness within you, you are forced to find it outside of yourself. So you have to live a life that creates happiness, self-love, and respect within yourself. That's why we went to the gym every day. So we were proud of ourselves. So we were happy with ourselves. So we felt good. So it wouldn't be taken off course. That's why we got all those steps in. If we had a couple hours, we weren't doing anything, I said, let's just go walk around and get 5,000 steps in. So we felt good. We had dinners, but we didn't go crazy and feel like crap afterwards. So we made sure that we still loved and respected ourselves. And because of that, we didn't go crazy searching for happiness in other areas, like food, alcohol, weed, all those other things. If your day-to-day life does not include things that make you feel good about yourself, that don't push yourself, challenge yourself, and build you up, you'll find yourself always searching for happiness in other places. You'll find yourself searching for something that makes you feel good right now, that take you out of the reality of who you are. This is why you must have routines in your life, systems in your life, things you do every single day that build you up mentally, spiritually, physically, things that make you feel on fire, make you feel confident, make you feel like a leader. Challenge yourself every day. That's why so many people go to the gym first thing in the morning, so they feel good. Because if you do not feel good with who you are going to search for things that make you feel good. You don't want to be forced into a position where you have to search for things that make you happy. All you need is your memory. All you need is satisfaction with who you are. Like, yeah, I just hit a PR on the squat this morning. Yeah, for 12 months straight, I've been getting up an hour earlier. Yeah, I've journaled for 2 weeks straight. I've read this book this morning that makes me feel great about myself. I don't need to get a slice of pizza to feel good. I just need the memory of what happened this morning to feel good. So if you can live your life like that, you will not need so many distractions to make you feel alive, to make you feel happy. Live a life that provides happiness every single day, and you won't need to live for the weekend. The one vacation you take this year won't be the only thing you look forward to every single day of the year. It's like, no, I look forward to tomorrow morning because I get to get up and do this routine that makes me feel amazing. I know I can see my body changing and getting stronger. I can see the fat melting off. I can see the muscle growing. The way I speak is getting better because I'm practicing it. The way I'm thinking is getting better because I'm less distracted. I'm journaling and reading more. I started a book, and that makes me happy. All these projects I'm working on are gaining ground. And because of that, I feel very happy and content. No, I don't need to get plastered. We were at the concert, see the Wood Brothers in the Caverns, and me and Sarah got really close to the front because we got there early, and there was a guy next to us, probably young 20s, blackout drunk. Probably doesn't remember a single song, but man, was he screaming. I won't call it singing, but he was just, every single moment he was screaming and shouting. It was like a Steelers game. It was like an NFL game. He was that blackout drunk. And every time we turned over, just another giant tall can of Bud Light just slamming him. Me and Sarah had Diet Coke the entire time. Like water and Diet Coke is what we had. She even asked me at the beginning, she's like, should we get some drinks? I was like, no, they're my favorite, also my favorite band. I want to remember it. I don't need alcohol to have fun right now. They're providing fun. You're providing me fun. Like, I'm going to be fun. We're going to have fun in reality. I don't need to be taken from reality to have fun. Reality is fun enough right now. But this guy was so plastered and so drunk. Me and Sarah were trying to sing along to the songs, and it was hard because he was so out of tune and just screaming and shouting. So we just ended up, I was laughing because he reminded me of some of my old buddies. But he was screaming and shouting so loud you couldn't even sing along. And then he just, whenever somebody gets too drunk, they get overly emotional. And I could see his buddy was like, oh man, this is going to be bad. Like, he was the drunkest of his friend group, and his friend group knew that. So they were watching him with fear to see what was going to happen. And then the other families around us were also watching him like, why did I get stuck next to this guy? Why was he like that? Why did he need to be like that? He'd probably not even remember the weekend. He probably saved up his money to have this awesome trip, and then instead of just having fun in reality, he's like, I need to alter my state of consciousness to get me through this so I can be me, so I can really enjoy the night. If if he was just happy with who he was, he wouldn't have to do that. I'm not saying drinking is bad. I'm not saying getting drunk is bad. I've done it too. I still have the occasional drink. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying if you choose to drink to be a bridge over emotion you don't like, that's when it gets bad. If drinking is your solution to escaping reality, that's when it's bad. And I don't really, in all honesty, I don't know the story of this guy. I didn't talk to him. I'm just making this up. I don't know why he was plastered blackout drunk. Like, this wasn't a situation for that. This is a folk band that's extremely musical, artistic. This isn't a Steelers game. This isn't an NFL football game. Tailgating. But he was a great lesson of, man, if I could either be like that, plastered, hammered, and just forget the night and need alcohol to have fun, or I could just be so happy with who I am that I don't need anything to alter my state of consciousness. Like, I'm so proud and happy with who I am, I don't need to inject myself with something or put something within me to make me feel good. That's why this weekend we had a couple drinks, had some good food, let the reins a little bit loose from my normal routines, and then came back. Boom, today's first day back. Woke up, normal time, went to the gym, tracking again, back to normal. Back in the day, I would go crazy and have a crazy weekend with the boys, drink a lot, eat a lot, and then you'd be hungover for days, and that would affect you the rest of the week, and you would just be off your game for multiple weeks. Now it's like, no, now I'm just a well-oiled machine because I'm so used to it now. So what happens when you get disciplined, you just keep on moving. But I know both sides. I've been on the other side. I'm not invincible. I could be tempted to. But just back at it. Sarah went to the gym. I went to the gym. We're back tracking. One of her friends said that she's going to do a half marathon. So while we were there, Sarah made a goal to do her first half marathon. That kind of stuff makes you happy. Sarah does a half marathon in May. The memory of that accomplishment is going to be enough to keep her disciplined. When you're proud of yourself, you want to stay disciplined because you want to be like that. When you live a life that you're not proud of, you don't think you deserve discipline, and you don't want to do that. It snowballs in both directions. The more disciplined you are, the more disciplined you want to be. The less disciplined you are, the less disciplined you think you deserve to be. This keeps on snowballing. So the second lesson is, if you live a life that makes you happy, you will not be constantly searching for happiness outside of yourself. So live a life that makes you happy. Live a life that causes you to push yourself, challenge yourself, that encourages self-growth. Constantly be doing things that build the fire within you, that don't quench it. I can tell you from experience, nothing is more sad, depressing, causes more doubt and depression than taking the easy route. You promise yourself you're going to wake up early and you sleep in. Nothing feels worse than that. The day's wasted, and you see somebody else who's been up for 2 hours attacking it, and then you feel even worse. You're like, that should have been me. Why isn't that me? Be that guy. Just get up. Get up, do what you know you have to do, live a life of fire.